Hello everybody, Dante the One back at it again. As you can see from the title, we're doing one of Naruto News Heritage Part 3. So, the day of recording this video, What if Naruto took Nagato's Rinnegan should be coming out today. But y'all probably see this video at a later date. But anyways, we'll get into a recap in just a moment. But I'm Dante the One. Roll the intro.
And now, I too have the power of a god.
I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got peace, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
Shinra Tensei.
I was born like this, is why I see that you live conception. Not just feel like this, perform like this. Without you, a new weapon. I know
We last left off with basically the fight with Orochimaru just finishing, but it went a little bit differently with Naruto and Sasuke actually teaming up. Sasuke be able to conquer his fear a little bit more earlier than he did in the original timeline, and still lock his dual two Tomoe Sharingans. And this still led to Sakura having to take Naruto and Sasuke to that cave like she originally did. That's where we kind of left off because I said, it's going like it wasn't canon. But now we'll be resuming. As Sakura would have still set up that log trap, as the Sound 3 approaching would not get hit by the log trap like they did in original. Sakura would run out the cave, knowing that she has to defend her teammates. But Sakura in this timeline is a little more stronger, as she does know the Cherry Blossom Genjutsu, and her Taijutsu is a little bit better, because if you remember from part 1, she had went to go train with Kurenai before the exams. So as that's when basically Ken had told the rest of them that she'll deal with this girl, and that she can go my bad, that they can go get Sasuke right after. As Ken rushed forward, throwing her Senbon towards Sakura. Sakura pulled out a kunai, blocking the Senbon. As Ken goes for a kick, Sakura blocks this kick, punching Ken in the gut, sliding her back. As that's when Ken would have threw more Senbon, but these Senbons had bells on them. As Sakura says, "What?" As Sakura dodged two of them, but one went into her arm, and she says, "Ugh." As that's when basically Ken would have then kicked her down to the floor and basically took Sakura's kunai, going to strike Sakura. Sakura would turn into a log. As Ken says, "Is all you gonna do is run?" As Ken looked to her right, and when she did, Sakura said, "Cherry Blossom Genjutsu." As Ken says, "Wait, no." As Ken, a shinobi herself who uses Genjutsus but in a different way with her bells, would basically get put under this Genjutsu. As when Sakura looked to her right, though, she had got kneed in the chin, not by Dosu, but by Zaku. And then Zaku would have blasted her back, sliming her against a tree of the Forest of Death, as she would be coughing up some blood. Sakura stood up, thinking in her head that Naruto and Sasuke protected her this whole time. It's time for her to repay that debt that she's always pretty much falling behind. As that's where Zaku would have put out his hands to blast her. Sakura would have dodged it, throwing more kunais. As that's when over this she threw a smoke bomb to pretty much blind their vision. As that's when Dosu says, "We don't have time for this," as he rushes through the smoke, but then he uses his gauntlet out of pure reaction to block two kunais that go right into his gauntlet. As that's when he looks on his gauntlet to then see an explosion tag on one of them, as he quickly unattaches his gauntlet, jumping back, saying, "What?" as the explosion makes a bigger smoke cloud that blasts Zaku and Dosu rolling. As Sakura would have then came up from the air, going to punch Zaku when he was getting up. Sakura would have came to punch Zaku when he was getting up. And Zaku, seeing this, would have rolled out the way and then kicked her in the rib, making her cough out blood. And then he had punched her in the mouth, making her land to the ground, and then he just started punching her and punching her and punching her. As Sakura says, "Is this it? Is this all I can do to protect them?" As she had saw Naruto and Sasuke in the corner of her eye in the cave while she was getting manhandled. But then that is when she was getting punched and berated, those who had started to walk his way to the cave, just for him to hear, "Leave Hurricane!" As those who would have blocked with his wrist would have bruised, sliding him back, and Rock Lee blitzed forward, kneeing him in the gut. As that's when basically he would have coughed out saliva. Rock Lee punched him not once, but twice in the face. As Rock Lee goes for another kick, but Dosu grabs his, pulling him close, elbowing him in the nose, making Rock Lee jump back. As Dosu looked at his gauntlet from the exploding tag, as he had managed before it went off to take the kunai out, so it didn't completely break his gauntlet, but it would mess up how much volume he could output throughout his sound barrier, sound technique with his gauntlet. So that's when Dosu says, "You leaf ninja really come out the woods like rats," as Rock Lee had told Sakura not to fear because Lee is here. As Sakura would have been so thankful, as that's when Sakura would have took this chance, run to pretty much while Zaku was distracted to punch Zaku in the gut, and she quickly ran. As Zaku says, "Where do you think you're going?" As that's when Sakura would have jumped into the air, throwing kunais at him, but then she would have then blasted them back as the shurikens hit her in the chest, but she turned into a log, reappearing next to Rock Lee. While Dosu rushing at Rock Lee would have blitzed, trying to sweep his feet, as Dosu pretty much bounces off of his leg and punches Sakura dead in the ground. As that's when Rock Lee says no, as rushing towards Dosu, but Dosu would have then returned with a kick. Rock Lee would have blocked this kick and pretty much punched Dosu in the gut, knocking the wind out of Dosu, kneeing Dosu in the chin, then kicking him up into the air. And that's when Dosu would have got hidden Lotus right down to the ground, as Zaku would then have pretty much tried to save Dosu, but pretty much Dosu would have, in a last effort type of technique, would have basically used his sound to implement into Rock Lee's chakra network by blasting it all off of Dosu's body. As Rock Lee would have then lost his concentration on the hidden lotus before they hit the ground, making Dosu hit the ground, but not at full force as he was going to be. While Rock Lee hit the ground, rolling, Sakura says, "Are you okay?" As Rock Lee struggling to get up, saying, "Yeah, I'm alright." As that's where basically Rock Lee was thinking he might have to use that jutsu if it comes to having to save Sakura. But that's when Sakura would have says, "Rock Lee, just distract him, and I can put one of them under a genjutsu." As that's when Rock Lee says, "All right." As Rock Lee would have rushed right towards Zaku. As Zaku getting up would have says, "We are the jutsu of the future," shooting out a large wind blast. Rock Lee would have dodged this technique, but getting cut up by the aftermath of the wind, stumbling it forward as Zaku rushed forward, swinging towards Rock Lee, trying to give Dosu a chance to catch his breath. Sakura would have ran through hand signs saying Cherry Blossom Genjutsu. As that's when Zaku says, "No, you don't," as he doesn't let her finish the hand signs, blasting wind towards her. But Rock Lee takes this chance, kicking Zaku. My bad, I'd be forgetting these names. Right in the chest, slamming Zaku into Dosu that was on one knee, making them both hit the ground. As that's when Dosu gets up, saying, "Zaku, let's stop right now." As Zaku says, "Why?" As pretty much Dosu says, "You don't feel that?" As Rock Lee was wondering what they were talking about, as Rock Lee turned around to then see enormous chakra blasting out the cave. This enormous chakra was no other than Sasuke waking up from his cursed mark. As that's where you see him walking slowly and intently with this chakra not bubbling, but blasting or around him. As that's when Rock Lee was thinking, is that really Sasuke? As Sakura was the last one to turn around, hearing Sasuke's name, of course, and saying, Sasuke, what? As this chakra felt so reminiscent to her, as Orochimaru popped in her head when he had said that Sasuke was given a parting gift and that he'll seek me out eventually. As that's when Sakura was thinking, is that what he was talking about? As Sasuke walks out the cave saying, Sakura, who hurt you? And that's where Zaku would have raised his hand saying, that would be me. And Sasuke utterly, once he got next to Sakura, he utterly disappeared. As that's when Zaku was like, where'd he go? As Sasuke appeared behind Zaku, kicking him in the back, sending Zaku stumbling forward as he turns around to get punched not once, but twice. As he splattered out blood, Zaku hit the ground. Sasuke would then pulled out a kunai for Zaku to blast wind out of it, sending Sasuke up into the air. And that's when Zaku would have pulled out kunais and shurikens, throwing them at Sasuke. But Sasuke would have then threw shurikens, adding ninja wire to him to change the trajectory to wrap him around, dodging Zaku's shuriken, and the shuriken that Sasuke threw, changing the trajectory with the ninja wire, had hit Zaku right in the shoulder. Sasuke then appeared behind Zaku, saying, "You must like these arms of yours," with that wind style that you can do, pulling back his hands, saying, "You must be really attached to them." As Zaku says, "Wait, what are you doing?" As that's when Rock Lee would have said, "Stop, Sasuke." As Sasuke broke this man's arm. As that's where you would see Dosu putting his scroll on the ground, saying that he doesn't want to fight, that he didn't know that Sasuke was this strong, as basically he just wants to take his teammates and leave. As he picks up Zaku that pretty much fall unconscious after the mere pain of the curse mark. I mean, the mere pain of getting his arm broken, as well as Kim that was still knocked down in a stronger genjutsu that she didn't know that Sakura was a better genjutsu user than her, and him retreating quietly, as Sasuke was not about to let them retreat until he remembered Rock Lee. As he turned around to Rock Lee with the chakra still bubbling around him, as Rock Lee says, Sasuke, you didn't have to do that. As Rock Lee was thinking in his head, Sasuke, as he remembers when he pummeled Sasuke days ago, he was thinking, how did Sasuke get this strong in a matter of a day? As that's when Sasuke would say, Rock Lee, I think it's about time we have our rematch. As Sakura says, what? As Sasuke looked at his hands, feeling the coursing chakra running through him, as filled by his hatred, as he can tell that this power was pure evil. But Sasuke thinks that with this power he can revenge his clan. He wanted to test it out on somebody worthy. As he blitzed towards Rock Lee, Rock Lee, seeing this, would have gotten in a defensive stance. Sakura would have said, "No, stop." Sasuke swinging his hand violently. Rock Lee catching this, pulling him close to knee Sasuke, but Sasuke vanished with the body flicker, kicking Rock Lee right in the rib, as making Sas Rock Lee cough out blood as Rock Lee hit the ground. As that's when Sasuke would have been in the air, just swing right down on Rock Lee, but Rock Lee would have jumped out the way. As that's when Sasuke would have ran through hand signs saying, "Can you dodge this?" Fire style. Phoenix Flower Jutsu. As you then see the barrage of fiery blast blasting at Rock Lee, as Rock Lee sees that he wasn't playing because Sasuke had his dual two mois activated. As that's where the Phoenix Flower is blasting at Rock Lee would have jumped over these. Sasuke, seeing that he was suspended into the air, Sasuke would have then pulled back his hand. Rock Lee says, "Wait, what?" As there were shuriken hiding in the Phoenix Flowers, as Rock Lee would only be able to dodge the four of the six, two of them hit him in the chest as he yelled out in pain. As when he hit the ground, kind of stumbling when he landed, Sasuke hit him once, twice, and then kneed him in the chin, making Rock Lee look up to the air for Sasuke to grab his face, slamming him into the ground. As that's when pretty much Sasuke would then cock back his fist to punch Rock Lee again, but Rock Lee moved out the way and going to kick Sasuke, but Sasuke catched his kick, pulling him closer, kicking Rock Lee, as that's when Rock Lee, breathing heavily, thinking, damn it, I'm still feeling the effects of the hidden lotus. As that's when Rock Lee would say, fine, Sasuke, if a fight is what you want, I'll give you a fight. As that's when Rock Lee would then get back in his stance as he blitzed. But when he blitzed, he unbuckled something on his legs when he was rushing. Sasuke would have still took the chance, saying fire style, great fireball jutsu. As when this fireball blocked Sasuke's view from seeing something, Rock Lee would have threw his weights up into the air, as that's when you would see Rock Lee with his faster speeds would have dodged the fireball like it was nothing, like he ran around it. Sasuke would say, what? I can see, but he's way faster than before, as Sasuke would have blocked this punch, knocking the wind out of him, making him splatter out blood as he started to stumble backwards. That's when he hears incoming as Sasuke looks up, dodging one of the weights, but the other one hit him right in the chest, slamming him to the ground, making a crater. Sasuke saying, what the hell is this made out of? As that's when Rock Lee, when Sasuke got up, Sasuke would say, don't act like I'm done yet, swinging his fist violently towards Rock Lee. But the curse mark chakra had started to take effect as he went down to one knee, as Rock Lee told him that he was finished to stop this Sasuke. As Rock Lee would have jumped back to let Sasuke cool off, but Sasuke would have got up saying, you think that I'm done? But before Sasuke can charge at Rock Lee again, Sakura would have got grasped, getting there just in time, hugging Sasuke. As that's where you would see people that witnessed this battle consisted of Rock Lee's teammates that had got there a couple of minutes when this was going on, shocked by how strong Sasuke was, as well as Team Shikamaru, concluding of Shikamaru, and Choji, very impressed on this battle, but they were wondered that there was something weirdly off going with Sasuke. He felt way different than before. But Sakura hugging Sasuke before he can go to fight Rock Lee again, that is where his curse mark chakra would start to deplete, going back into the mark on his neck. As he says, I'm fine, Sakura. And Sakura, let's go. As basically, then Neji was watching this thinking, Sasuke Uchiha, huh? Really impressive. As basically, Rock Lee would have picked up his weights, telling Sasuke that he was sorry for that. And basically, Sasuke saying that he doesn't know what was wrong with him. But shortly after this, Rock Lee would have went back with his team and took their way, as Team 10 definitely wanted to watch out for Team 7 now, even more kind of afraid of. They already knew that Sasuke was stronger than them, but now looks like what Sasuke can do is just truly something that they are not on the level of. Around this time, this is when Naruto would wake up being all confused. But this is indeed when Team 7 would regroup, and Sakura would have told Sasuke to not tell Naruto about the mark. But Naruto doesn't remember right now, but basically he might figure out soon enough. As Team 7 would take their approach, as since those who left their scroll, Team 7 wouldn't have to do the whole thing with the taking extra days where they eventually met Kabuto, because they won't have to do that in this timeline. Because those who gave up his scroll, and since basically before they fought Orochimaru, they had took a team scroll, meaning that Orochimaru only ate one of the scrolls that they needed, and those who had gave them the Earth scroll that they indeed needed. So Team 7 would actually be able to, the next day, on the third day, being able to get to the tower way earlier than they did in canon, since in canon they took them the whole 5 days. But Naruto did see some signs of Sasuke being very, I'm saying, more fatigued, but he thought since their last battle with the snake guy, Sasuke should be killed up by now. As them getting to the tower, giving some extra days to rest. But that's where Sasuke would have got interrogated by Anko, because Anko would have still had her running with Orochimaru. And basically, that's where, leading to, before Anko could do something and, sending Saki to the Anbu Black Ghost to get locked up, Kakashi would have stepped in. And actually, in this timeline, we'll see before the preliminaries even start, Kakashi would be able to seal Sasuke's curse mark, meaning that Sasuke, since they got there, since they indeed got there earlier and had 2 extra days to rest, meaning that Sasuke would be fully recovered by the time the preliminaries start, meaning that he'll be able to use chakra, his Sharingan, and ninjutsu, because he'll still get that seal that he had got just right after his fight, but just earlier in this timeline, changing this for the sake of the exams. But this is where the preliminaries would still come around because of the same people still making it there. And indeed, this is where we'll see matches start to play out. As now you would then see Sasuke fighting against that guy from the sound, but since Sasuke has a ability to use his chakra to its full capability, you see pretty much Sasuke being able to take him down with ease, still using the Lion's Barrage, but it wasn't out of pretty much him being in such, like, saying, in fear of losing. It was just more in confidence that his battle against Rock Lee, using the Lion's Barrage, especially since he used it against Orochimaru as well, it's time for him to finally see if that he can use that attack against others. And he would have completely obliterated that guy. And Sasuke would actually stay along to watch the other matches since his curse mark was sealed. But you would see the other Leaf teams kind of talking about Sasuke since they saw his fight with Rock Lee. And people would be talking about Rock Lee, knowing that Rock Lee is very fast and very physically capable because of his weight. They saw that how impressive it was when it made that crater by just dropping to the ground. But Naruto would be kind of jealous because he didn't really was up during this time, so he doesn't really know what they're kind of talking about, kind of being clueless. And this is where most of the fights would go to the scene, just for Naruto versus Kiba to eventually start to happen. As this is where Kakashi would give Naruto a smile, Naruto smirking at that, thinking in his head that he has to win. He has to become a Chunin so he can eventually become Hokage like his father once was. Naruto going down there, as basically Hiruzen thinking in his head, let's see how far you've grown, Naruto. As that's when Kiba's mocking, saying, because Naruto was the dead last in the academy, saying that Naruto was going to be such an easy fight for him that pretty much Naruto should give up now. As Naruto saying, well, you must not know, Kiba. You must not heard the news. As Kiba says, what? I'm the big dog in town. As when the match has started, pretty much Kiba and Akamaru would instantly start running, switching places, throwing shuriken all around Naruto. Naruto seeing this, Naruto pulled out 2 kunais of his own, blocking these shuriken. As that's when Kiba would have came to slash Naruto, but Naruto moved out the way, sidestepping this, kicking Kiba. As Kiba rolled to the ground for Akamaru to bite on Naruto's wrist, as Naruto says, "Ah, damn, dog shouldn't be in the Chunin exams," and kind of threw Akamaru off him. As that's when he looks at the proctor, saying that this is some bullcrap. As basically the proctor says that pretty much these are allowed since it's a ninja hound. As Naruto says, whatever. Well, how about you try this on for size, Kiba? Multi Shadow Clone Jutsu! Making 40 Shadow Clones that surround Kiba. As that's when Kiba says, it looks like you finally got better with clones, huh, Naruto? But clones are just clones. As he gave Akamaru a pill, making him turn red. And then Akamaru eventually turned into Kiba, and you just see Kiba starting to try to poof each clone by clone by clone by clone until they start to get better of him because Kiba started getting tired out. As Kiba goes in to take a pill, as right when he's about to take it, a clone comes up from behind him, kicking him in the back, making him stumble, dropping this pill. And that's when basically he starts to get kicked up into the air, as then Naruto says Uzumaki Barrage, going to slam him in the shotgun, a kick right into Kiba and Akamaru. But Kiba, while he was getting blasted into the air, would have said Fang over Fang, and pretty much shredding through Naruto's shotgun and hitting Naruto, devastating into the ground. Naruto yelling out pain, getting up slowly, saying, "Damn you, Kiba!" As this is when Kiba would say, "All that talk about you becoming Hokage, you're a joke." As that's when Naruto would stand up slowly, saying, "Don't mock the Hokage, because unlike you, I'll become one." As Kiba says, "Really?" As pretty much this is when, the people of the Academy would have started doubting Naruto, but Sasuke would have just said, kind of said, "Naruto, all your talk about my match, and look over here, you're losing." As that's when Naruto would have said, "Shut up, Sasuke." As that's when basically Naruto getting this motivation, seeing his rival win, and he's not about to lose here either. Naruto would then make shadow clones once again, as Kiba says, "Not that again." As basically they get ready to do their thing over thing, but then Naruto, all of his shadow clones, start throwing shurikens and shurikens and shurikens. As that's when pretty much Kiba and Akamaru both do the thing over thing, so the shurikens kind of bounce off of them. But Naruto would have stolen Sasuke's technique, adding ninja wire to these shurikens, and Naruto would have said shuriken shadow clone jutsu, making hundreds of shurikens, while Kiba and Akamaru, when they're blasting towards through the shadow clones with the thing over thing, when they stopped, all the shurikens and ninja wires had wrapped around them, spinning, and it pretty much had tied them up. As that's when all the rest of the clones would have pulled them straight to the clones, just for Naruto and a clone to clock back their fist, punching them right dead in their nose. Kiba's nose would have leaked out, sneezing out blood. Akamaru would have poofed into the dog, slamming them to the ground, knocking them out flat out cold. As now Naruto would win, while most of the matches would have go the same. This is where we'll end it off from here. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is probably going to be a more lengthy part. I don't know how long it is, but I feel like I've been talking through this for more longer than my usual videos that I've been uploading. But that's just because there's more action in this part. But let me know in the comments if you guys want me to change the finals exams and actually make them way more differently, because I feel like I can actually do that to make the series a little more better. And saying, kind of keep you guys on your toes. But if you guys want me to keep it a canon, just let me know in the comments. Oh, this is also my thumbnail for part 3, aka the finale of where Naruto took the reading on. I believe so. Part 3 will be the finale. But other than that, Dante the One. Hope you guys enjoyed. Now I'm signing out. Roll the outro.
Wintertime, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag, disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school, winter one hell of a kid, I am. Smoking gas, jogging mid, I'm lit. What you doing, I done did, I swear. Slick talker since a jit, finesse. I know that this what they want, facts. Run up some money,